Morning, guys. Here we are again. Shelly and I got our coffee, and we got a question. So what's going on, Shell?
How do you get joy?
How do you get joy? Yes. No, we need joy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to be trite, but Jesus is joy. Jesus is joy. Engaging with Jesus fills me with joy. And I think most often what happens with people is they get into a funk, they get into depression, so they're trying to figure out how do I get out of this depression. And I'm convinced most issues with depression aren't always chemical. They're actually perspective. And it's because we don't look at things from Jesus' mentality and his perspective, so that we actually look at things from a way more horizontal view than a vertical view. And when we see things from his perspective, it changes. And this is a shock to me, but I've seen this happen to me, hundreds of times, where things in life are jacked up, problems, pressures, challenges, every direction. I will go into the Lord and spend time with the Lord. How do I do that? Close my eyes. Jesus, I need you. What are you thinking right now? What are you doing? Help. That's a great prayer, by the way. Help is a great prayer. I pray it all the time. Help, Jesus. Help me, Jesus. And here's the point, though. When I go into him, he begins to speak to my heart, and I begin to experience his presence. All of a sudden, nothing changed, really, but my perspective begins to change. And I see him where he is. He's seated on the throne. He holds all things together by the word of his confession. He is numbered. He's numbered my days. He's leading me according to his perfect will. He's executing his desires in my life. And then all of a sudden I realize, you know what? These challenges, they're actually made for my glory, which is what 2 Corinthians 3 and 4 said. It says that these momentary light afflictions, they're working in us for a far greater and eternal weight of glory. And so it's in that place of perspective shifting that my emotions begin to shift, right? How we think often determines how we feel. Thinking the way God thinks enables us to feel the way God feels. And here's the thing, God's never depressed. He's never in a funk. He's never worried.
Yeah.
I was listening to that song this morning, Why Should I Worry? God's not worried. It's really true. But you have to actually have to possess your soul and command your soul to see it the way God does, because it's the easiest thing to sort of just sit back in the funk and just let the world happen to you, let events happen to you, and you just get into that negative cycle, right? The challenge is coming out of that, getting into Jesus, and allowing him to shift your heart.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Get into Jesus, get into joy. Jesus is joy. Amen. Bless you guys. Have a good one.